There we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tuesday, June 1st Special Health and Human Services Committee meeting today. I would like to call the meeting to order. Are there any changes to the agenda? I see none. And we do have a resolution this afternoon. Resolution authorization to accept and expend additional coronavirus aid, relief, and economic security, CARES Emergency Solutions Grant, ESG, grant funding, Department of Social Services, ID 10162. Can I have someone move that, please? Moved by Amanda. A seconder, please. Seconded by Mike Sigler. And Kit, can you talk a little bit to this resolution?
Sure. Thanks everybody for pulling together for this meeting. So we are really excited about getting a second allocation of the ESG grant funding. That's Emergency Solutions Grant for homelessness. And so we are, if people remember, we got an allocation in 2020. We've changed a little bit how the money is going to be used this time. Initially, we had put money aside for two things. One was PPE supplies, personal protective supplies, early in the pandemic. And the other thing that we had set aside a good chunk of money for was money for quarantine of homeless persons. Money for quarantine for homeless persons really hasn't been necessary because our Code Blue allocation has covered most of that. So we've reduced that line. And the money that we had set aside for PPE, we've reallocated into rapid rehousing, which is really where the majority of the money has been needed for people that are facing eviction or facing homelessness. And we just found, we found once we got into the pandemic that the protective supplies were not as needed. The other place that we've kind of redirected money a bit, we had given more to New York law. We've pulled back on that a little bit. We are still keeping money in there, but with the eviction moratorium still in effect until the end of August, we really haven't needed that money, or they haven't needed that money to assist people. So, if you look at the resolutions, the outline is there of what the rest of the money is going to be utilized for in this second round of ESG funding. Let's see, I have to find my notes here. So in our first allocation, and of course I had it right here, and now I'm not finding it. So in our second, we're receiving a $452,640 in our second round of ESG monies. And then the other part of what is being rolled by the state into the ESG monies, just for simplification of the contracting process, is the money that we're receiving, $240,000 for our ERAP program. That's the Emergency Rental Assistance Program, which opened today. Quite as a shock to all of us, they were still telling us early last week that things weren't gonna, the portal for applying wasn't gonna open until mid-June. And we had 3 emergency meetings last week, and they were able to get it open today. We're contracting with Human Services Coalition for that program. And I think that program is going to provide a tremendous amount of relief for tenants and landlords that have really struggled through COVID. And that $240,000 is just for the contract for outreach and for assistance in help with the portal in applying. People, if people are seeking help, if they reach out to you, please refer them to 211. Human Service Coalition is going to be doing outreach information sessions. They're going to be assisting people on the phone. They're also going to be actually going out to some of the smaller communities to provide direct assistance. People can certainly come here and we will help. But really, Human Services Coalition is taking on the majority of that. So $240,000 doesn't sound like a lot of money. That's because that's only the contracting for the help and the outreach. The majority of the money is all in the ERAP program, which the state is administering. So people apply through the portal And then the state is actually handling all of the eligibility determinations for that program. So all of the second allocation of ESG, as well as the ERAP, all results in $686,619 in 100% federal funded services coming to our community that we're requesting permission to spend for both of those programs. So I'm hoping that provides a good foundation, but if people have questions, let me know.
Okay. And Kit, I know we had talked before we knew all of the information about possibly putting out a press release so that our community would get the information on how to enroll and how to take advantage of some of these entitlements. And I was wondering, do you mind working with Dominic to make that happen?
No, not at all. We are currently waiting. We're hearing from OTDA that they are going to be putting out some broad spectrum advertising. We have actually contacted them and asked about what kind of outreach we can do. Human Services Coalition is going to be doing some of that. But yes, that's something that, again, we were kind of waiting to see to make sure that everything went forward today. But I will reach out to Dominic. We'll see what we can get out along those lines. The other thing that is out now is some information about on YouTube about how to apply and about what the portal, how the portal works. So I'm actually, if I can send it here, I just put in the chat a connection to an OTDA YouTube video that folks can also refer to. And there's, when you pull that up, that's a video provided by OTDA, but there are a number of different videos on there, from some from clients' perspective, some from tenants' perspective, that might be helpful as well. So we can, we can send those out to folks as well. So yes, I will definitely work to get some more information out there in our community about this.
That's great. Thank you very much. Henry has a question or comment?
Yes, thank you, Kit. You talked about 240,000, although none of those numbers make up 240,000. Am I missing something?
No, you're probably not. And I might, let's see, how do we break it down here? Sorry. Oh, you know what, Henry, I'm sorry. So the 240,000 covers actually 2021 and 2022, and I forgot that when I was talking about it. So what we've allocated for the rest of 2021 is what's in the resolution, which is the ERAP outreach and enrollment assistance, which is 149,193. And then the second part of that will carry us through 2022. And I forgot that we had broken that down. So I apologize to be confusing about that.
Okay, and what's the prevention rental assistance then? Prevention rental assistance?
So that's part of the ESG. So ESG and the ERAP are two separate programs.
Okay.
So ERAP is the program that the state is administering and covers a broader range. Of folks, up to 80% AMI. And the ESG program is a program that we're administering and that we do eligibility determinations, and covers everything that you see in the document. It covers all of that programming other than the ERAP. So all of that is brought to us by the ESG, and the ESG came out last year. We started administering that last year. And the reason why ERAP is being rolled into that is because we already had a contract with OTDA for it. So they just rolled the ERAP money into it so they didn't have to recontract. So.
And last question, did Human Service Coalition already promote the ERAP program prior to the day starting?
They did. In fact, they've been reaching out to, we've been working with them for a number of weeks to kind of get things settled, to kind of make an agreement and to finalize, kind of how we're going to approach this program. They've actually been reaching out to community agencies and to some of the more vulnerable populations, getting them ready, because there are specific populations that are going to be receive enhanced services in the first 30 days. So they've been
Right.
working on that to be ready to go. So yes, that's been happening.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Kit. Are there any other questions? Okay, I see no other hands. Let's go ahead and vote. If we could do a roll call, please. Amanda Champion,
Yes.
Henry Granison,
Yes.
Mike Sigler,
Yes.
Leslie Shield,
Yes.
and I am a yes. That's unanimous. And that was the only resolution. And I will see all of you this evening at 5:30. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you all. Thanks, Kit.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa, Amy. Katrina, have a good day.